Divine Feminists. I need y'all to listen to me and listen to me good. I really want to prop my phone up. I want to have a deep feminine conversation about the divine masculines. Um, I really want to put my face on the camera. I really do. Okay, so I'm sorry. Wow. The darkness. Okay, hold on. So I am currently listening to a video of a empress. Let's so say we are part of the new earth, whatever. We're the new creators, okay? And I want to give you some information, some deep insight about divine feminists moving and operating in their femininity, okay? Taking over the narcissistic curse, the narcissistic cycle. We're breaking cycles with the narcissistic person, right? I should say. So in this situation that we break these cycles, we become, as these men would say, cold-hearted, evil, selfish, unmindful of what they're experiencing, what they're going through. But we got to realize and see these cycles are curses that's breaking. And take it how it resume, because these men could have actually be putting that out there to divine feminine. And when you caught on, you start to see your worth and values, right? And while you're seeing your worth and values, you're starting to see how beautiful you are, how patient you are with yourself, and how patient you are in a connection or a commitment with someone. And you didn't see all of that person. You didn't get all that person for who they were, right? You knew you saw something in that person that was better than what this person was presenting themselves to be. You could have seen this person being an entrepreneur. You could have seen this person being a role model. You could have seen this person being a person of a leadership and ownership. You could have saw this person, being, a powerful divine masculine. I'm talking about all the qualities, not a facade, not a fake persona. I'm not talking about, the darkening side of a person. I'm talking about the divine. Okay, I'm leaving out the masculine. I'm talking about the divine. Okay, so you can see the divine in this person, the natural beauty, the natural talent, the natural gifts. All those things could have been like arising in your spirit about this person. Okay, basically that you are a seer. Okay, because me being a chosen person, I'm a seer, so I can see beyond the soul. I can see beyond the eyes, and you can know and see. And this state is going to say the same thing. So y'all listen up carefully. This person you could know, and this is how I knew I needed to make this video, because when you are in covenants, these are the things that you cannot prevail about yourself, or you have to present yourself in a certain way when you are in secret side of a cult or covenants. And like the innocent of you is being shut down, blocked out, and you just become something that you're not, because of these certain covenants you take to the way a person chooses to live their life, or the way the person chooses to operate in this lifestyle. So you can know and see, right? And you are putting away something that you're not agreeing about, something that you're not willing to compromise and balance in. So you're the opposite of this person, right? But you can see the talents and the gifts this person can present to humanity, to society. Okay? Now you are breaking the narcissistic cycle, okay? And these covenants was part of that cycle. Now that you could be releasing that covenant, that person could be releasing that covenant, but you're setting boundaries. And this person can feel like everything is backfired, everything is falling apart, everything is not working out with this person, right? Or with the situation that's taking hand. It's because you're breaking a narcissistic curse, okay? And you're setting boundaries. You're waking up to your worth and values, and you're putting yourself first. You're putting yourself first. So listen to what she says, okay? This hear her out.
We inverted the idea of God as a male, because patriarchy wants us to think that the feminine at its core is only love, light, and nurturing, when the
Y'all, these are ads popping up on my phone, and it's cutting the video.
Stop asking your family.
The reason why men are so hell-bent on dominance and social status is because they've been genetically engineered to reject their feminine. And that's why
that means the feminine side of them. They're not comfortable in releasing that feminine side. So it's about the like, if you're in covenants and you got to present yourself in a certain way of covenants and being like, covering up your sexuality, not sure what you are, what your gender, what your status is, and you can like both sex. That means that you're not out any open about yourself. You're not being truthful to yourself, and these red flags come up. And divine feminists, real true divine feminists, we see those things, and we don't judge people. We don't put them down. It's just be yourself, be natural, okay? Don't hide, be open, okay? And this listen to the video, y'all. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm talking.
Need to extort it in some way in order to establish a false idea of balance. See, the truth of the matter is not that men are incapable of holding the wisdom of the feminine, but their womb has literally been turned inside out to a point where they don't have one. So then there is an establishment or a boundary that exists. And in order for them to penetrate that boundary, or for the feminine to open up and release her wisdom unto him, he has to provide some form of offering, because the wisdom of the womb is the altar that allows him to receive. And see,
that's the whole purpose of me breaking this person down, prevailing them. And it's called ego, it's called hidden agendas, it's called disguising, it's called manipulative, it's called spiritual abuse. That's a narcissistic curse that we're breaking. Everything that's being put out, it look bad, it sound bad, because you're a part of a secret side of a cult. Okay, if you are strong enough, you will be confident to pull out this type of information. Okay, not only for yourself, but to protect those around you, and that's aligning with your values. Say, for instance, you got children, you didn't go into the second marriage. She talks about these things as well, about the second marriage, and you're setting boundaries. You're letting everybody know and letting the divine know, hey, I'm setting boundaries over here. I need you to see me. I need you to hear me out. I'm in the higher frequency level of spiritual consciousness. I need this to be represented. I need this to be standing out. I need to be represented and being shown as me ascending. So people are not treating you like you're ascending. People are still treating you like you're not ascending. You're not doing the work. And yet this person or the situation behind the scene is still, they look at it as being exposed. They look at it as public humiliation. They're looking at it as an embarrassment, as their reputation being rude, being tormented. And it's not that you're tormenting the cycle. You're tormenting the curse. And they're involved in the curse. They had a part to do with the narcissistic curse. So you're destroying it. You're destroying the foundation of it. And you're speaking life into your situation. Personal life. Your children, your marriage, your commitment, your loyalty to the highmost, you're committed to that. You're speaking volumes, and they're not comfortable. They're not used to you speaking in so many ways about this situation, and it leads to this spirituality that you're breaking it. Okay, and it's like they're nurturing egos. Okay, it's like their egos are breaking. So I'm going to let her complete the message here and let you guys see what I'm saying. It's like what I'm into and doing now as I speak, but it's truth. Okay, it's spiritual truth.
Significance of him being without a womb and having that mutated X chromosome, that means that when he gains access to certain levels of consciousness, then he has to work that much harder in order to maintain his internal homeostasis. And so the ego, just like the male, which we think of as the masculine, but the masculine is really just action. I'll talk about that in other videos.
See, that's why I told y'all masculine is not a really masculine. That's a masculine monitoring ego. Just like she said, that's basically saying that's like narcissistic cycle shit. That word for masculine, because it's, to me, it's like it really don't exist. Now, when y'all watch my reading, y'all gonna be like, oh, okay. But those that's not watching the readings consistently, you're not even gonna catch it. You'll be like, oh, she's just talking on the song, right? And I had got that vision earlier today. Like somebody watching my video and said exactly what I'm saying, that there's no divine masculines. There's no such thing as divine masculines. It's not. She just stated it. Now you watching the readings. Now you watch this. It's gonna make sense to you. You're gonna be like, what? Oh my God. Yeah, wake up, world. We of a new earth.
You can go to my word spell playlist. But the male being the inverted womb, or the inverted version of the womb man, the male also represents the embodiment of the ego as well. And so when you don't give offerings in exchange for the wisdom that you have been granted access to, then he collapses into his ego, which makes him the narcissist too. And so the significance of this is that we think that people,
they become to be narcissists when they start to be more narcissists. Meaning that, how would I say this? Narcissist meaning you start pick up the traits of a narcissist. You setting boundaries, they attack you more, smear campaign you, start conflict. You really starting to see them like chaos magic, or they're chaos agents. You start to see the real true them. And you start to see where the real them is hitting. That, like she said, they took out that wounds, their emotional wounds and things. They took that from them. Okay. Now, some of them can be in alignment and be an awakening, and you are positioning yourself to a higher spiritual awakening, a spiritual consciousness about the connection about men itself, and learn about our Black African culture. And you're being aligned in that energy to see things for what it is and to position. Now you're thinking about businesses. You're thinking about the creators. You're thinking about like collective readings and psychic abilities. You're thinking about open up businesses. Open up LLCs. You're thinking about new creative ideas. That's basically, how would I say this? Being like in a position of creating that new earth, creating that new dominant lifestyle that you always wanted. Okay, by breaking the narcissistic curse or the narcissistic patterns. Okay, that's all about you growing in what you're experiencing. You're escaping it. Okay, you're escaping it.
like Rashad Jamal, Malachi York, and Young Pharaoh were collapsed because people out there were looking to attack them because of the information that they put out. And because the unintegrated ego suffers from the main character syndrome, it creates this interference within his nervous system that gaslights him through this narcissistic programming and tells him that because he now has access to this wisdom that the feminine has unlocked for him, that he has the power to extract that wisdom directly without giving anything in return. And so in return, we start to see his life reflect the broken covenant that he has with the feminine, because without providing that.
And how that's being broken, people come into the connections, into the unions. People turn them against us. I remember meeting this person. It was already a set plan to come up against me, working with certain people. Now that person in the child got triggered. It went from that person in the child getting triggered to that person falling in love, having a heart, and feeling some type of way. So their emotions are up and down, up and down. That's you breaking the narcissistic curse, the narcissistic cycles. You're setting boundaries. This person know what you're doing. They're smart. They're very intelligent. It's basically you just set the tone for your worth and values, but you're saying, I am the creator. I am part of the divine. I'm a divine being. So you either get on the right path, or you get left behind. Or some of them, they don't even have another chance with you, because you have surrendered the connection. You sacrifice the connection. Now you're pushing all your knowledge and your understanding out into the public, out into the divine, so the divine beings can be awakened to this narcissistic curse. Okay, and you're breaking it. Okay, and now you're speaking your truth while they're trying to find themselves and speak their truth. Breaking down the ego, the mastermind ego, saying, oh, well, you don't feel this way, so I feel this way, and I don't care how you feel about it. Like that, you allowing them to find a voice in what's going on and what they're not happy with, instead of being quiet and going behind the scenes and doing things the way that they used to do things, by dipping in dark arts. You awaken this person up to who they need to be and where they need to go to break certain curses and things off their family bloodline. And it might seem like a lot of work, but when you're a power couple, you come into a power of mind. Everything becoming divine access. It's not as hard to work together when you're a power couple. It's like the divine is right there when you're a power couple. It's two minds working together. Basically in one mind working together. So if your chemical imbalance is balanced out, your person chemical imbalance is balanced out, y'all can't miss. And that's what a lot of people don't want. They don't want you to be a power couple because you won't miss nothing. Everything will be alignment, especially when you have a family. You become a powerhouse. Okay? That's what a lot of people try to break apart. That's what a lot of people don't want to see happen for a lot of chosen ones. And we're falling into alignment either way it go. Okay?
Offering and allowing her to open up voluntarily to provide what he needs in order to manifest, a wrath is unleashed upon him.
You heard us say to provide, for him to open up, for her to provide what he needs, to help him to shift and awaken to the reality of this narcissistic lifestyle. Because the lifestyle we live in too is narcissistic. It's manipulation, abuse, neglect, abandonment. It's all that, because they strip us away from that by the poison of the food, poison of the air. It keeps us in a narcissistic cycle, whether it's with man or whether it's just being the person that you are in life, to balance out, to have a spiritual protection, mental protection, emotional protection, whatever. Okay? It's all play a part in that. And by you aligning yourself with your higher self and going into this new life, and I'm going to say this, let me back up. I'm going to tell you something, I'm going to leave it right there and I'm going to let this video play. I was talking to my person one day, and in the video, you can say, well, did you change? Is anything changing? What was you doing? And I want to know, and I know this person don't change automatically, but it's just the same thing. They didn't want to hear it. It's none of my, what he say is none of your business. My life and this, that, and the third. So no, they're not ready. They're not ready. Some of us are knowing that these people, our person is not our person. It's a false person. Okay? And we're starting to see it and understand it, and we're starting to accept it. And we're sacrificing connections. We're sacrificing situations that come up against us, and we're moving in divine order. Okay? We're creating our own lifestyle without these men. And the first thing a woman, that's why you think a lot of women go to spirituality first instead of going to man first. We're going within. That's why. We're doing our own soul researching. But some of us are here to clean up the things off our family bloodline, to leaving legacies behind us. Okay? Now let me let you listen to the video.
And then that feminine that he's extracting from turns into darkness. And this is why patriarchy inverted the idea of God as a male, because patriarchy wants us to think that the feminine at its core is only love, light, and nurturing, when the feminine is actually the one that makes or breaks the spell. You see, the reason why there's such a pattern in male leaders rising and in their life going to hell is that what we don't realize is the people that we think are out to get them is only a reflection of the fact that they already have spiritually gotten themselves. The reason why men are...
You heard us, spiritually got themselves. Meaning that they lost themselves. Now they're going through how they say it, karma, retaliation, being set up, for all the things that they've done. That's part of the narcissistic curse that they have put up out on a feminine, divine feminine high priestess, because high priestess is divine feminine energy as well. Okay? And it means so many things beyond that. But when you position yourself and you see those things play out and these things go back towards the person that sent them out to you, that's them facing themselves. Why you think these men are saying, oh, I did this and then the third, I see my inner child. That's all a part of you breaking the cycle. That's supposed to happen. That's because you're innocent. It makes them look at their own innocence. Are you innocent? I'm going to smoke your inner child. Yes. That's why these people are coming for our children. They're battling with their inner child. They're attacking our kids because they're battling with the inner child. They don't know how to balance the inner child wounds. They want us to be a quick fix for them. They want us to go within and fix it. I'm going to tell you something. I was just talking to my kids, y'all. I had the most wonderful, beautiful, healing conversation with my children that I haven't had in a long time. To the point where I can honestly say, I know it's going to be all right. I know it's going to be all right. I prayed for this. And I'm going to continue. When I got off the phone, I continued to pray. I'm going to tell you what happened. I've seen myself standing here in my living room saying, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. And I prayed right after. I'm going to tell you something, how divine feminines will be coming to be tough in the things we found ourselves to be weak in. I'm the type of person, I really want to cry. That's part of the earthly, the earthly gods and earthly queens and whatnot or what have you. That's the earthly spirit in us, earthly God. That's being God complex. God is a flow of water, flow of emotions, right? And I said, no, I'm not going to cry. I'm going to talk to them. Because I don't want them to get emotional and cry, And I'm saying, I was just so excited. I was really very, very excited. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But I thank God. I thank the divine. I thank those that had helped and guide me in a way, of hurt and triggers. I thank God for allowing my enemies to trouble me and to bring me in a way that, it felt like punishment and torture, but I thank you. I thank you for hurting me. I thank you for setting me back. I thank you for that, because I wouldn't be where I'm at spiritually right now, doing what I'm doing right now to bring things back together for myself, for my children, for their well-being. So I never actually think that I really be saying anything like that, like for real, for real. Yeah, but I am. And I believe I said this once before. Thank you to the ones to attack me, because you kept me going. You gave me a reason to keep fighting and striving in this world for my children. Because for a long time, I couldn't talk about my kids. It was always what these people was attacking me about and how they were attacking me and why they were attacking me. Now I can sit back and really just say, okay, God, I see your work. I see this is a completion. This shit is ending. I accept this completion. I accept this ending from here. I accept it. And when and you get this type of information compared to our personal lives, our relationships, it's all rebuilding. It's all rebuilding on top of someone's evil, narcissistic plans. Okay? Because there was a lot of information I just released on my page. And it's just amazing. It's amazing how the divine will come in and reroute you. Not only reroute you, but show you that it's being rerouted. Okay? So like, share, and comment. Thank you guys. Bye.